Alright guys, what is up YouTube? You're about to see a video of an interview with me and Eric. He's actually another YouTuber, and I'll make sure to put his link in the description below as well. And it's actually an interview that we did after work yesterday. And this isn't a normal vlog, but I figured that I should go ahead and make sure to record this conversation and share it with you guys. Because since I tend to do vlogs, I don't really answer a lot of questions on my vlogs. And I figured this would be a good way for you guys to get just like kind of like a better aspect of how I got into my industry, and just to see a little bit more of my life other than what you see in the vlogs as well. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Dude, what's up, man?
Cool. What's up, man? I've been wanting to do this interview for literally like over a year, and I'm glad you finally. All right. Hey, Chris. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. How's it going?
It's going good, man. It's going good. Long day, but I'm happy. Nothing to complain about.
Your videos lately, it's such an awesome story that you have. So many cool things are happening to you, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on and talk to you about. And also, like we said before I started, I've been trying to get a hold of you, trying to set up some sort of interview for the last year, and I think my schedule wasn't great and yours wasn't great, but I'm glad we finally connected. So that's really cool.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. I mean, I'm glad. I remember it's supposed to meet up a year now, but I mean, better late than never, right?
Yeah. And this is such a crazy journey. I think we both started similar times. I think beginning of 2017.
A lot of us did, actually. It's kind of crazy. A lot of us started at the same time. A lot of us on YouTube right now.
But for you, I mean, this has been probably the two craziest years of your life. With everything.
Yeah, a little bit. I guess you could say it's kind of, it's been kind of crazy, but good in a good way.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really cool. So, for the 5 people out there who don't know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I taught myself code in 3 months, got my first job, and after spending 2 years at my first job, now I work at Entrepreneur Magazine.
So, I mean, your channel's been blowing up lately. You're getting tons of views.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, do you feel like this is like the new normal for you? Because I know there's this term called the hedonic treadmill. Raised to a certain point, it becomes normal, and then you always want to go to that next step. Is that how you feel, or are you still soaking in?
Honestly,
like,
I kind of want to feel like it's just going to be like this for like maybe a week or so. That's what I'm expecting. And so at the end of the day, whether my channel is doing well or not, I only do YouTube because, number one, I love it. Number two, I get to talk about myself all the time. And last but not least, I get to help people. So whether it does well or not, at the end of the day, I am doing it to help people and because I love talking about myself.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. You get to help people. And yeah. I like your channel is definitely very unique in the way that you're probably one of the only person. But there's definitely your URL of adding vlogging in with developer's lifestyle. I mean, is that what your original goal was? Is that what you always wanted to do once you started this channel 2 years ago? Or has it kind of progressed into what it is now?
It's funny that you asked that. Yeah, that was my goal. Well, the number one reason I started this YouTube channel was because when I learned code, I wanted to quit. But there were no channels out there that would encourage you and help you get the inside scoop of a developer life or a junior developer life. And I figured if no one's doing it, I'll be the first one. And if I'm the first one, maybe my channel will do well. But this is literally why I did it, so that I can just document my journey. And that's it. I mean, I didn't know that my channel would be where it is now. I still think it's still nothing, almost 30,000 subs. But at the end of the day, I just feel gratitude because this could be anyone, man. I mean, the fact that it's me, it's not because I'm anyone special. I just got lucky. I mean, I got 2 developer jobs with no portfolio. First one as a junior, second one at Entrepreneur Magazine.
Did you feel like some days when you were learning to code and you're documenting your journey that you wished you could just stay all night up programming, but instead you had 5-6 hours of editing to do?
No. YouTube's more fun than programming. I'm not going to lie. But programming is just as fun as playing games to me. So, I mean, it's a love and hate relationship. I want to be able to do both, but I just have to learn to balance both because I love number one, making videos. For example, like when we code and when someone like uses our code, it feels amazing, right? Like there's nothing that beats that. Like for example, I fixed a few bugs last week, and literally knowing there would be tens of millions of people looking at what I did is insane. But at the same time, if I upload a YouTube video, I literally get thousands of views almost instantly and so many likes and comments, and that it kind of like the response you get from YouTube videos is incomparable to a lot of things.
So I'm going to go back to 2 years ago when you started, and I know one of your first videos, you're famous for creating the how to become a developer in 3 months. 3 months.
Yeah.
I mean, did that come about exactly as you said in the video? Were you just working at some dead end job, and then you thought, I'm going to spend my nights and weekends just learning code? Is that kind of how it came about?
That's literally it. I mean, I was working at this company called AVX Audiovisual. I was an executive assistant. Even though I didn't get paid much, I got paid $18 an hour. I was always worried about losing my job, and I figured I need to find a job where I could bring value to a company, and that company would be crazy to let me go. And so again, I was watching a YouTube video about how you don't have to be smart to be a coder, but I realized how hard it would take because I really want to make a difference in my life. And so yeah, what I did was every chance I got, I would study code on weekends, and I didn't even own a laptop. And so I would actually borrow my friend's laptop so I can learn code, even if it's for an hour or two. But I just had to stop making excuses why I can't make a difference in my life. And because I stopped making that excuse is the number one reason why I think I'm here today.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's such a cool story. I mean, you just willed yourself into it.
Yeah.
If you started today, do you think it's still possible to get a job in 3 months of coding? Or do you think that yours was more of an exceptional case?
Yeah, 6 months, yes. 3 months, no. It's rare. It's very rare. I mean, I got lucky. That's why I feel like I shouldn't be here right now. I mean, if you just look at my office spot, I shouldn't be working here right now. I mean, it's luck. It's pure luck. But the thing is, though, even though it was luck, and it is, the reason I am here, other than luck, is because I actually tried to do something. If I didn't try to learn code that first time, then I would have never had the opportunity. And so my mindset was always, even though I might not make it, I have to always at least try to, if the opportunity arose, or came up, whatever, how do you say it, my goal was, if there was ever an opportunity to make it in the industry, I have to at least make sure I'm ready. And so that was the mindset I had.
Yeah, and I know you just did a recent video with a fan, Manuel,
yeah,
I think is his name.
Crazy, yeah.
And
Manuel.
he had kind of a similar story where he was working at Target,
yeah,
and then he watched your videos, and then within a year was able to get a front end job?
1 year and 8 months. Or a year and a half. 18 months, a year and a half.
Year and a half. So that's still pretty good. I mean, I think right now we're in an economy that's booming.
It is.
And there's a lot of places hiring.
Yes.
But I think it's still really hard to get a job if you're a junior developer, or someone who doesn't have experience or doesn't have a college degree or doesn't have a boot camp behind them. So a pure self-taught developer, it's still hard. And I think you have to have a certain amount of determination. Do you think that's true? Yeah,
you do. I mean, it is hard. But again, that's why we get paid so well. And more than anything, I was actually talking to someone today. He's someone up there here, an entrepreneur up there. And I was just asking him, hey, he watches my videos. And I asked him, is there anything you want to make sure that I don't do in my future videos? Am I stepping on anyone's toes right now? He said no, thankfully. But he told me, honestly, the best developers that have ever worked here at Entrepreneur Magazine are the developers who were self-taught. Were the developers who didn't have a degree. And the reason is this, passion. Learning code is not easy.
Yeah, I definitely think having a passion and trying to get your name out there, things that other people wouldn't do. I mean, I love the message of your channel and how anyone can become a developer. Doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter what kind of degree you have, or if you have one or not. It's just, can you put the time in? And I think that's great.
Exactly.
I kind of want to go back to when you started. So you became a developer in 3 months.
Yes.
You worked your butt off, got your first job, started the YouTube channel, and then you were daily. I'm pretty sure
I was.
I didn't check. So you were daily vlogging for months, or nearly daily vlogging.
Yeah.
How was that time period?
It was. Oh my gosh. Again, it was determination to make a difference in my life. And the reason is this. Before I answer that question, I'm someone who I literally shouldn't be alive right now. I was born in 6 months, so my brain was kind of deformed. Like, it grew pretty slow. I was in special ed. You know those kids who rode the yellow bus, and all those kids who had like missing legs or they didn't know how to talk. I was in that bus because I was just like them. Like, I had a learning deficiency. Is that how you say it? I had a speech impediment, meaning I did not know how to talk well. And so, my whole life, no one really expected that I would be where I am now. And from that point, my goal was to make sure I proved myself wrong and prove everyone wrong to get me here. So and that's one of the reasons when I did become a developer and when I was vlogging and my first video went viral, and I realized, shoot, I have an opportunity here. I realized, shoot, I have an opportunity to do something that no one has done in this niche. And so that's the reason why I would stay up till 3 a.m. every single day editing videos, while at the same time learning code, because that opportunity is so rare, and I recognized that, and I knew I had to do whatever it took to succeed.
That's awesome. Yeah, just grinding it out. But I know after a while that you switched your schedule to doing like weekly.
Every couple days.
Was that just because you were just so many balls juggling in the air trying to do all those edits?
No, I actually was thinking of quitting quite a few times YouTube because it was affecting my growth as a developer. I could have been better, right? But I wasn't reaching to where I thought I could be. Secondly, my YouTube channel was doing really well at first, and it started slowing down a lot. Like coding phase was passing me. All these people were passing me. I'm like, what's going on? Like I thought people like vlogs, and so I'm not sure if you noticed, but I stopped vlogging for a couple months too, because I realized, shoot, people just want just information, right? Informative videos. But I hated doing informative videos. That's why I lessened my uploads, because I wasn't enjoying it. I was forcing myself. I wasn't doing what I loved, which was vlogging. So no one knows that. So this is the first time I'm saying this. Jeez.
Wow. Yeah. I noticed it because I'm a fan of the channel. I've been watching your growth, and you've shared a lot of personal stuff on your channel from your first time getting your first job to probably a highlight is meeting the people at Team Treehouse.
Yeah.
How was that?
I couldn't believe it. I only had 13,000 subscribers at that time. So for me, and they contacted me when I had 9,000 subscribers. So it took a few months to organize everything, but it was crazy. I mean, Treehouse, the reason I endorsed them is because they changed my life. And so the fact that I got to fly there and meet the teachers who changed my life, meet the CEO that changed my life, I can't say it's a dream, because my dream, that wasn't really a dream because I didn't expect it to happen. But yeah, man, it was insane. I mean, yeah, I just appreciating the moment. That's just what I try to do. And fortunately, I could vlog me appreciating the moment.
That's really cool. Yeah, I can imagine just meeting all those people that affected you so much in such a positive way. And I'm sure they were encouraging. And I bet probably by now hundreds, if not thousands of people have signed up for Team Treehouse because of you sponsoring them.
Tens of thousands.
10.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy, yeah. Especially when it's my truth. I'm not lying. I'm not endorsing something I don't believe in, and so.
But I know one of your other really big videos where you discussed it's never too late to become a developer, which I think touched a lot of people. Where you were saying that it doesn't matter how old you are, you could become a developer.
Yeah. I got a lot of hate in that video because I titled it "Don't Learn Code, You're Too Late," and. It's clickbait, but it was it's clickbait for a reason, so people could watch it and realize that they're wrong, that they can't do it. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. I wasn't expecting that video again to do so well, but
yeah, I mean, there's so many great ones that you've done, and just the everyday videos are pretty cool. And now I know you've had some in between this journey, this last years, you've had some low points. You've talked about. You said right now you were thinking about quitting for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, do you go back in and ever have to go in and delete videos? Because afterwards you're like, you
Yeah.
upload something and then a week later you're like, ooh, I think I probably shouldn't have said that. Or
I've
delete it.
deleted about 100 videos.
You've kind of hit that cycle now where you're putting out a lot of videos, really high quality content,
Yeah.
and then this job at Entrepreneur Magazine. How did that happen?
I wouldn't say I was producing high quality content because although I'm passionate about code, I don't like really doing front end videos as much. I did it because sometimes you have to do what you have to do to get out content and grow your channel. Although I was still being truthful in everything I say, it's just not something I enjoyed, like vlogging. But yeah, so a year ago I applied to Entrepreneur Magazine, and then a year later, which was a month ago actually now, position open.
That is amazing. Well deserved too. That's really cool. So you applied and you got it, and they seem to be very friendly about you documenting your journey. Obviously, there's probably some limitations, but so that's really cool. So anybody who watches your channel can kind of see exactly what you're up to.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I wasn't expecting that. And the thing is, people are thinking they hired me because of my channel. No way. I mean, what value can my channel bring to a big company like this? Nothing. they didn't know about my channel until my last interview, and I honestly genuinely believe they were already considering me too. So again, this is not normal to be able to film in your office, no matter what company you work for, no matter what industry. That's not normal. So again, I feel like I hit the gold mine because I genuinely believe, because I'm able to film in my office and do things like this. Right now, for example, that was my senior developer that just walked right behind me, seeing me film myself. Like that's one of the reasons my channel is growing, and so I'm really thankful again for the opportunity.
Yeah, that's really cool, and just I think everybody. I mean, you got hundreds and hundreds of comments on the last few videos, especially like, "Hey, I'm moving, I'm changing," and it's saying you were so grateful for the last job you had, which I think is it shows really well on you that you weren't like, well, those other guys, but you're like, no, I really love my last job, but it's time to move on.
It was hard to leave. It was really hard. They even gave me a counter offer. It was nothing compared to what they could. It was a smaller company, so they couldn't match it, of course. And it was tempting because even though they gave me a counter offer, I loved working there so much, and I loved the people I worked with more than what I was being paid. It was hard to leave. I honestly, I went in my car and I remember I was like, I didn't cry. Okay, I don't cry, but I was, shedding some tears here and there. But got to move on and make big boy decisions.
Yeah, and I think it's working out great.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Just a few points that I didn't get to. Your channel definitely very unique, but there has been some competitors. There's been people that have copied some of your stuff. I'm not going to name names.
Oh, really? Who's that? I don't know. Who's that? Please keep that on there. Keep it on there.
But literally, if for a while there you would search how to become a web developer in 3 months, and then there would be how to become a web developer in 2 months, and how to become a web developer in 1 month.
Yeah.
And
I love
all these
that,
people
man.
doing videos.
I love that because it shows I'm making a difference. I'm making a difference, and I made an impact on YouTube. That's insane. Imagine that. It's more competitive now, and that's good for the community. I hate it. I freaking hate it, man. I hate how competitive it is now. Before, there was only a few of us. There was just like, what's his name? Chris Hawks and some other guy.
Yep.
But other than that, but I hate it, but I love it too because it's forcing me to give better content. And it's good for the community. And so I love it. I hate it, but I still love it.
And the new guys coming in, they're definitely, I don't see a ton of people doing, like what I do a lot is tutorials and things like that. A lot of people are coming up with new stuff, doing like you're doing, either vlogging or doing skits and things like that, and they're trying to make a little niche themselves. So it's almost like a niche within a niche.
You have to stand out in this really loud community of everyone's trying to be a YouTuber, right? And so you have to do something different. You have to stand out some way. And for me, it was investing in like a $1,500 camera a year and a half ago. And so,
I mean, you've been focusing on your developer journey for the last 2 years, ups, downs, a lot of high points, some low points. What is your plan for the next, I know, maybe year or 2 years? Are you planning to again, may go back to daily or just do 2 or 3 a week? Are you still planning just to focus on your developer journey as you're at Entrepreneur Magazine, or have you thought that far ahead?
Good question. I've thought. I whenever I do make a decision in regards to my career, I think 2-3 years ahead, and which is crazy because I ended up being where I thought I wanted to be. Literally, I remember telling a special someone, my goal is to get a new job by September, the latest. My goal, and this was in January, and my goal is to get a better paying job, get paid what I'm getting paid now, and have my channel where it is by September, and I got it by August, which is crazy. And so I do make sure I think far in advance, but my goal, let's say a year from now, is to be better at coding at my company, but I want to make a difference in Entrepreneur. Secondly, I just want to be happy. It's not about the money anymore. It's just being able to do what I love for a living, because honestly, 99% of the people in the world don't get to say that. So, yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Have you ever thought, as your channel grows, to take on more sponsorships, more affiliates? I'm sure you make good money, but would you be interested in doing that? Maybe make this more of your career one day? Honestly,
there are sponsors contacting me now, but I don't want to take a lot of them. There's one that I'm going to take. It's just they're going to sponsor one video, but that's the great thing about being in this niche. We get paid so well, we don't need those sponsorships. unless you get so much in debt because you can't stop controlling yourself. But like we don't need those sponsorships, and so I mean we'll see. But my number one goal is just to help change more lives. That's it. I mean that's all I want to do.
Cool. Well, thanks, Chris. I really appreciate your time. How about in 2 years we do this again, and then we can see how you went from Entrepreneur Magazine to your next 2 years of craziness.
Yeah, definitely do it, man.
Maybe 2 years from now, if we're both still doing this.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
All right, man. See ya.